take that one off.
Yeah, that's good.
You know, and just keep that one there. Why would I have to be in the corner?
You're not even on camera.
I know, why have to be? This is like right here.
Well, because I want that to stay there so the phone doesn't move.
I thought it was just there. And just
Everything I do has a reason.
Yeah. I'm putting it on vibrate. Relax. So it won't.
This one. You can't even see her because she's so busy. Busy.
Well, I don't want to be behind you.
Busy. Hi, Danielle. And Octavio and Tyler.
Who's Danielle?
Danielle's someone I kind of grew up with for like a couple of years.
Well, they can't see me anyway because your damn glass is right there.
Well, maybe you should move. Oh, better. See how the camera's over here? Why do you have an attitude right now? Ooh. Look, you wanted to hit me.
No.
You don't ever want to hit me?
No. Why did everything no?
Why? I'm surprised.
I don't get mad like that.
Hi, everybody. Oh, look, Jay. Jay's back.
I get irritated, but I don't get mad.
Jay's back.
Wait, flip the hair. Okay.
Maybe, should I move this over here?
Yeah.
What if I move it over here?
I think you should.
And then I'm going to move the glass over here, too.
Because the glass is just like right there. God, you were such a diva. Or maybe put it in the middle. Because
see, now I can't because now it looks bad.
The camera in the middle.
But it has to stay. Because if it moves...
It'll stay. No. Push it all the way over.
Mark McCarty just called me hot chocolate.
Just push it all the way over.
Back over here?
Yeah, just push it over.
God,
it'll be fine.
Effie, shut your mouth. Just kidding. Just kidding. Don't tell Dave.
No, move the thing.
Be specific. You need to be specific. That's not going to help. Unless it's... Is that friction? I almost said fraction. Oh, God. Hi, welcome to the show. Oh, I have to move this backwards so I can see me.
Wow, look at that.
In your face.
I look like a... Well,
yeah, you do.
You look like a kid.
Look at you. What you doing? Motherfuck. You see? You see?
I was just pretty good at you, but...
That shit got out of the way. There.
I wasn't it. I was just being smart at it.
Get in here. Can this move? Oh, it can't.
It can, but I don't want you to break it.
It'll break you.
Why don't you just turn the thing? Oh my God! Look at that. Look at that.
This is why.
Jesus, we have a winner.
I went to junior high school with Melanie.
Ow.
Hi, Melanie, if you're watching.
Hi, Melanie.
I was in 7th grade in math with her. And you know the girl from It?
Maybe I need to use a stool. I know the girl from It.
She looks like she could be Melanie's daughter. I think I told you that after the movie.
Mm-hmm. The girl.
Yeah. See, Melanie, I talk about you in a good way.
Yeah.
And Dasha's here, too.
Hi, Dasha.
I have a story to tell.
Oh, God.
This is a story you already know.
Oh, God, again.
Welcome back to the KJ from OC podcast. I'm your host, KJ from OC, with Ashley.
Hi.
She's so sweet. High five. Her hair's all done up nice. You guys compliment her on her hair. Tell her she looks nice and pretty.
Please don't. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Almost the uvula.
Hey.
Dasha's my
Dasha
sister.
said hey.
I know, she did.
I know.
It's live. It's live. It's real. It's real. Okay. So if you want to see me on Instagram, I'm on there. I'm on Facebook. I'm here. I'm on YouTube, and I'm usually in your mama's house. All right. So Saturday, I went to Hawthorne. Yes, I left the Orange Curtain and went to Hawthorne for the first time.
The Orange Curtain?
Have you ever heard it called the Orange Curtain before?
I haven't.
It has.
It's a first.
It's been called the Orange Curtain before. And when I went to Hawthorne, I met up with someone I hadn't seen in probably, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 years. Who knows, whatever. We got reconnected on Facebook. And we hung out. And when we were hanging out, like the first word she says to me, now I'm in grad school. I don't have time to clean my car every week. And if I do have time, guess what?
It's 6 months ago you had a flip phone.
Jackie. So funny though. But the first word homegirl says to me, I haven't seen her in years, is, and I thought my car was dirty. Strike one. There's a song by E40 and Too Short called Rapper's Ball. It's got Casey singing in the background. You know Casey from Jodeci?
Yeah.
E40 said, disrespecting my car, it's best to catch the bus.
That's what you wanted to say to her?
I stored it. I never actually made her ride the bus back home.
Good job. Good job.
I'm a nice person.
A real gentleman knows when to just,
I shouldn't have been, though.
let it ride.
She didn't deserve the gentlemanliness of me.
However we say that.
But she got it. Anyway, so that was strike one. Then we get to the damn place. It's in Inglewood, some microbrewery called 3 Cheeses or 3 Beers or 3 Drafts.
3 cheeses, 3 beers.
Some gentrified place. That was weird. There was like a ghost in your kitchen just now.
It was just stuff.
She got poltergeist in here. And I ordered food, and then I guess she expected me to pay for it. So that's interesting. She's like...
Oh. Were you taking her out?
No, it was never that kind of vibe. Like, even when I first met her years ago, it was never really that kind of vibe either.
Did you establish that?
No, and that's on me, and I guess I should have just been like, no, we're going Dutch. And
No, there we go.
But, not a big deal, so...
She assumed. Did you pick her up? Absolutely, right?
Well, yeah, because, we were going out to somewhere.
Yeah.
The same thing, like, I look at it this way, too, and I know we've talked about this before. If it was me and Jordan, though, like, I'm not going to expect... Like, if I order food, I'm not going to expect him to order food right up under me. You know what I mean?
No, but with females and you go and pick them up and you take them out.
Yeah, but I believe in equality. I believe in equality, so...
Only when it matters, right?
I believe in equality all times.
Well, no, of course, but I'm just being a smart ass saying, like, when it comes to dating, only when it matters.
No, I believe in equality there, too. In all... Uh-huh.
Yes, my point. So, making her pay for her meal, which I don't think there's anything wrong with. It's nice to go Dutch, but you just need to be very... vocal about that in the beginning. Communication.
Yeah, but Jackie, if you and I went to go hang out for lunch, it doesn't mean I'm going to be paying for lunch. Shut up, Dasha. But anyway, I'll learn. I'll learn. But anyway, that wasn't even the issue. It really wasn't the issue because it was only like whatever a round of drinks and a hamburger. Not a big deal. I'm a baller like that.
If she asks, she pays.
And
Absolutely.
if you ask, you pay.
And if you ask, yeah.
But what if it's a guy and what if it's 2 guys and they're not? I don't know. Whatever. It just seems stupid. Stupid rules. Stupid stuff. Anyway, so yeah, we're hanging out, and it just seems like little things that she kept saying, and I can't remember everything now because now I've told the story like 10 times and I'm kind of over it. But like she just kept like nitpicking and talking shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like she's a lot more, I guess, pro-black now than she ever was in her entire life. And so it almost seemed like anything that wasn't on the level where she was, she's going to talk down to you about it. I'm not I don't date interracially anymore, but I might and I have. So the fact that I had, she couldn't let that go. I'm like, why are you bringing, like, why does that matter? Like, why are you bringing that up? Like, who cares if I did? What do you care? She's a black woman, so it was just really interesting and weird to hear her like talk like that because it just, it's a topic that just really didn't matter. She kept bringing it up in various ways and asking different questions and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I don't get it. And then at some point towards the end of the night, what happened? I said I was kind of learning more about my own personal empowerment and black empowerment, etc., and different podcasts I listen to and everything. And so she said something to the effect of, so you're basically getting rid of your banjo and you're shedding your coonish ways. And I thought, that is the rudest thing I've ever heard anyone say.
It's really disrespectful.
And that's where I should have said, bitch disrespecting my car, bitch best to catch the bus. Like, I should have left right there.
We didn't have to call out her name, even though she may have fit the,
She fit the bill.
She did.
She fit the bill.
But, just in the simple fact that you understand her mindset.
More of a C word than a B word.
Maybe that too. But you understood where she was coming from. But at the same time, it was very disrespectful in which it was put.
Yeah.
Let's say the delivery of it. And not the content of it. I'll say that too. The content of it was uncalled for. It was unnecessary.
Right.
And it's just like, I don't know you that well.
Mm-hmm.
And even if I did know you that well, I wouldn't, out of respect from friend to friend, I wouldn't even joke about that.
Dasha called her a Hotep female. Yes. She was just basically Dr. Umar Johnson to the 10th degree. Matter of fact, we talked about Shannon Sharp, how he's very pro-black, and he, speaks up for Kaepernick and obviously the cause of kneeling, the original reason of kneeling, not the Donald Trump reason of kneeling, which is so up. But Dr. Umar said he doesn't respect, different things about people who, even if they're for the cause, if they marry white women. And I'm like, but who cares? But some people really, really, really care because they're like, if you're for black empowerment,
you have to be all the way.
It has to be, and the black family, and it has to be this, this, and this. And if it's not that, then I don't respect you. Jeez, that's jumping out the window, isn't it? It's like one thing that's different. And
I get it. Your mama black, your cousin's black, your sister's black. Like, I get it. I'm all for, dating within your race and stuff like that. But there are individuals who truly find love outside of that.
Yeah.
And you can't knock that.
Nope.
And for somebody to say, you're not fully black, or you're not, pro-black, if you're dating somebody that's outside of your race, it doesn't even have to be a Caucasian person. It can be an Indian person. It can be someone who's Asian. It can be any, Native American. We can keep going. Like, it can be a gamut of different people.
No, she was full black. Not mixed.
There we go.
Not mixed. And yes, Effie, I haven't told Melissa, so don't tell her. It's my civil rights attorney friend.
What if she's watching then?
She's not.
Okay. I'm like, what if she's watching? Yeah, but the point is that I think overall that conversation should have never been brought up, especially off of me first meeting you. It shouldn't be brought up, period.
Right. And
I feel like even if you do get into that kind of context, we have to have something where it's like, okay, I'm giving you that information, I'm just saying it, but I'm not
asking you to critique it.
Critique it. I'm not projecting it onto you either to make it seem like, okay, you're, this is not blackface. We're this is not back in the day. We're not watching Bamboozle. It doesn't work like that. It's just that was inappropriate. The whole conversation itself.
Dasha says, I don't need anyone to validate my blackness. I think that's what was happening, as Ashley and I were talking about this a couple days ago, is that I think she was projecting maybe her own personal past inefficiencies of her own blackness, as she was raised and grew up in Utah or whatever, and then moved out here. And I don't know if there's just, I don't know how she grew up, so I can't speak to that, or who she grew up around. But I think she was just projecting her insecurities.
Hey, Jazz!
Hi, Jasmine. So, we all hate Jasmine, and that's the end of the show. Have a good day. Just kidding.
He's playing, Jazz.
Just kidding. No, but, so I think she was projecting all her stuff on me, and that's just...
Absolutely.
That's really uncomfortable. And I actually did text her the next day. I said, you know what? Because she said, oh, thanks for hanging out last night, yada, yada, yada. Yes, Karl Malone's actually in Utah.
Did we receive
Go
a text
Jazz.
back?
Go Jazz. No. I said, I don't think we'll be hanging out again. I said it was really uncomfortable to feel like I was being judged all night. It's a really uncomfortable feeling. We won't be hanging out again.
Well, and then, like you said, I think the uncomfortability came on her end, because what she did, again, we can say it over and over again, but she projected her insecurities onto you, which in turn made you uncomfortable. You know, and it's and granted, she may have had a whole bunch of other things that also made you uncomfortable. Yeah. But just those comments in general, and the content in which she was spouting throughout the whole night, and just, coming off just saying stuff like that you don't normally say. It
was overly militant. We can have, I don't mind discussions on obviously race and politics and stuff like that, but it when it becomes, we disagree, but then you judge me. We're on the same side, literally, right? But you judge me because maybe I we both love the NFL, and I love Tim Brown and you love Jerry Rice more. But I think Jerry Rice is better, but I also like Chris Carter and Randy Moss. But you don't think those guys are good. Like, who really cares? I mean, ultimately, who really cares?
Absolutely. I mean, absolutely. And then the simple fact of, like, because I think we all also talked about being real versus you just being straight, just, like, disrespectful.
Yeah.
You know, that's a whole different thing. Like, a lot of people want to cover up sarcasm, disrespect, and just out and out, just nasty comments and criticism as I'm being real. And that's not necessarily you being real. Mm-hmm. That's you being a real jackass. Yeah. That's really what it is. And no offense for those people who do it, because not everybody is saying I'm being real and you're being a, jackass. But
she did say that. She said, yeah, I just got to keep it real sometimes. After she said, the shedding your banjo and shit. And my jaw literally dropped. It was just like, wow. And she said, well, I have to... She did apologize. Like, it took her a minute to be like... Well, she said, I'm sorry. I said, are you, though? Because I'm thinking in my mind, you've been like this all night. Like, for the last 2-3 hours, you've been like this. And she's like, well, I just got to tell it like it is. Her telling it like it is, and her lack of empathy, and her lack of communicative skills, and, social... her social ineptness, as I'd like to call it, she also wasn't really in touch with her feelings. And based on the conversations that we'd had, I could tell that just like, when someone differs from how she views things, she's going to attack you. She's going to attack you and make you try to feel like shit for whatever reason, and she's not going to care because she has no empathy. She's very solution-focused kind of thinking, instead of, someone who on the flip side could be more empathic to your thinking or the way you are and just, embrace you anyway. We're not talking about embracing somebody crazy. We're talking about a different ideal that really isn't harmful overall. But I guess some people are just different.
I think I want to play devil's advocate here.
Here you go. Go ahead.
And I want to say...
Love you, Jackie. Not you. I don't want you.
No. I'm going to play devil's advocate here because I'm trying to do it from her perspective.
Which is my fault.
No, not it being your fault. Not it being your fault at all, but just seeing it from her perspective. And did you feel like maybe that's her way of coping with uncomfortability?
Uncomfortable with what?
I don't know. For her, she could have been uncomfortable. Not necessarily with you, but her own awkwardness, her own anxiety, and being able, and this is in no way, shape, or form justifying for her. But I'm just saying, like, I wonder if she had some level of uncomfortability in a sense where she was anxious. She was nervous. She was,
No, she's what Jackie said. She's a judgmental wench.
Okay. I'm not disagreeing with you, Jackie. I'm just saying, I wonder if that's what her anxiety looks like.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? I'm wondering if that's what her uncomfortability looks like.
So when she gets uncomfortable, she attacks the shit out of you.
Yeah, you just start saying stuff because you don't know how to...
It's like
get yourself together.
And I hate to do this because it's a person, right? I'm not trying to equate people to animals, but I know that we do have these responses in us that are so innate based on how we grew up or whatever. That it's like when you have a super calm, chill dog, right? Mm-hmm. But someone comes up, it's a neighbor, it's a stranger, it's a friend of yours, whatever. The dog does not know who that person is, and your dog is super chill, and all of a sudden your dog is like the most vicious thing, barking and clawing at that person.
Yeah.
You're like, what are you doing? Dog's got anxiety and is lashing out because it doesn't know how to deal with their fear.
Because it's conditioned. Mm-hmm. I mean, we can go back to Pavlov's dogs. Like, it's conditioned to be like, okay, when this happens, this is the way you react.
Yep.
When that happens, this is the way you react. And maybe she gets diarrhea of the mouth. I don't know. I don't know. But the things that come out are very negative.
Yeah.
And maybe, and hopefully, she's checked that after this situation, because I'm pretty sure, if she's not viewing this.
She's not. She got deleted.
Okay.
The other day.
All right. But, maybe that's something for her to explore. We all have things we need to learn. Yeah. All the things that we need to pay attention to because we don't see it. Mm-hmm. And for her, maybe she just doesn't see it. Nope. She just probably don't see it. And maybe no one has corrected her on it either. Mm. No one has said, well, you know what? When you say X, Y, and Z, that makes me very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Or you can't, like, this is not appropriate to speak to people like this, especially, just getting to know you. And even if I do know you, that's still not appropriate to discuss, especially in a matter of like, oh, we're joking and being sarcastic about it.
Like, if I'm doing the same thing you're doing, then I get the back and forth, but I'm not doing it, and I'm just trying to have a conversation. And so it's like, now I feel like I'm being attacked.
And see, but that's tone and delivery. That's tone, that's reading the room 101. Like, reading the conversation, like, that's like simple 101. And not everybody gets that, and sometimes people can't read the room. And for you, it's just like, well, I think he's dishing this out, or I think she's dishing this out, and it's not really happening.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm projecting my anxiety onto you, and by doing that, I'm coping by spouting off very inappropriate and disrespectful content. And
she's on my side.
I'm not on anyone's side.
Sounds like
I'm not anyone's side. This is why I'm playing devil's advocate, because at the same time...
She's supposed to be on my side.
Because at the same time, like I said, this is not a justification for her. But at the end of the day, it's like, hey, like, she has a point of reference in where she's coming from. Like you said, past experiences, things that have taken place, conditioned to just respond the way that she does. And I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt, because she could have just been whatever. But with that being said, I can see how she can react to those things, considering you just now found out you were black. That's what it feels like. It seems like, oh, I woke up and I'm black. Like, like one of those type of things. And it's like, do I act black? Do I talk black? Do I now go back and look at, blackface? Like,
do I over-blackify myself to be validated?
Yeah. Like, do I do these things in order to feel like I'm black or black enough? Like, it's just... Right. It's a lot of variables to that situation, and for her to actually come up with that ideology and that mindset of like, this is what you're supposed to do when you're black.
She kept bringing up the fact that she got retweeted on Twitter a bunch of times for saying something funny that was racially charged or whatever. It was about whatever it was, and she had some funny comment that she thought was funny, and it got retweeted a bunch of times, and she was like, I'm so happy for myself. I thought, anyway, who cares? Jackie's on my side.
I see it.
Yeah, you do. So anyway, that's my story about that shit. And Hawthorne and Inglewood are being gentrified. They have microbreweries in Inglewood. I don't get it. It just looks weird. It looks so weird. Yes, she's very insecure. But you know what? We're going to move on. Oh, Dasha used to tease me like that? Well, it's because you're a mean person, Dasha. Next topic is... ladies. Oh, I didn't tag you on this one. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm glad, because when I get your tags, like, you people, I love you all, even though I don't know all of you, but I get all of your goddamn tags. Okay, I mean, not even tags, your comments, your statuses. I was like, Lord, I don't know how this works.
You're welcome. I want you to be, you can jump in with the people.
I am like laid back, usually.
That's my wife right there.
Oh,
that's the one Effie told me not to cheat on. Is Effie still here? No. All right.
I never get tagged. You know what, Jackie? You can take my spot. It's fine. It's fine. You can get tagged.
Wearing my Fitbit, Jackie. Thank you. I gave Jackie my real address, and she mailed me a Fitbit.
Isn't that nice? Mm-hmm. That's amazing. Jackie, you can mail me one too.
#1 fan.
Jackie, you can mail me one too.
Anyway, so ladies, question of the day was, is it possible for you to be strictly friends with the kind of man you'd like to be with and are attracted to?
Sorry, I'm smiling.
I noticed. Could you be friends with someone that you are so into?
Let me simmer on it.
I'll do this in the reverse and speak for myself. I had a love of my life, but I dated her twice. We broke up twice, obviously. And after that second breakup, we became friends, but it took a couple years. And she...
Mine too! Mine too! Keep going. No, I'm not talking about him. Keep going.
And so, that's why you're simmering right now, aren't you?
I'm simmering.
But you don't have best friends.
I do.
God, you're such a liar.
I don't have best friends.
Anyway, you already said you... Anyway.
I said an S on that. I don't have best friends.
Oh, just one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
All my other ones are like my sisters.
I'm so...
They call it best friends, but I always say sisters.
Thrown off. Oh, yeah, so... We became friends, and she was still, to me, this person I was in love with. But when I look at the character of her, it was not somebody I could be in love with. So I remember being on the phone with her one morning. I don't remember what she was talking about, but I remember driving down Santa Margarita Parkway in Santa Margarita, Mission Viejo. I was driving down that hill, heading back towards El Toro Lake Forest. Yeah. And I remember, have I told you this? I remember.
No, I'm saying, oh yeah, because I know exactly what you're talking about.
I fell out of love, like, in that moment. I was like, bam!
How do you fall out of love? Please explain for our
I don't mean, like, felt like I didn't just, like, fall in love. You know what I mean? But, you know, that feeling of just, like, why do I like this person? You know what I mean? Like, that feeling was gone. All that lovey-dovey, like, oh, I miss her, I want to see her.
Infatuation?
No, because it was years. I know people say it can last a couple years, but this was, like, 94 to 02. So that's a long time to be, you know, infatuated with somebody. I think infatuation will last a lot longer, or a lot less time. Thank you. It's been a rough week.
It's fine.
Hello, Tuesday.
It has been.
I wouldn't say it's lust, because it wasn't about sex. It really wasn't about sex at all, because there was no sex involved. But it really, I just do remember, you know, talking to her on the phone, and maybe it was because she'd done something stupid. I mean, she'd been to jail a couple times and done drugs and gotten in trouble and all that kind of stuff, and was constantly in trouble. You know, people say, oh, trouble follows you, or trouble follows me around. No, you get in trouble because you make bad decisions, or you hang around bad people, and you do bad shit, and then you get in trouble. Well, she was one of those people that would make bad decisions or hang around bad people, and then dumb shit would happen. Well, like, yeah, duh, what did you expect? You know what I mean? So, I think that was part of what made me, quote unquote, fall out of love with her, not have that feeling of I want to be with her anymore. So it made it easier to be her friend after that, but before that, it was damn near impossible. Because everything she did, I wanted to be like, let me save you. Then it was like, you crazy. So tell me about your boyfriend that's not your boyfriend.
I don't have any of those. Anyway.
You have a BFF
let's not worry about that. Anyway, ladies, I have to say this statement again. Ladies, is it possible for you to be strictly friends with the kind of man you'd like to be with and are attracted to? I'm going to say yes and no. Okay? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to take two into the spectrum. I'm going to say no first. I'll tell you the no first. No, because there, I think it says it right in there. Like, you want to be with and are attracted to. That's very difficult because your feelings are your feelings. And I feel like a lot of times we operate out of our feelings, if not all the time, which can be very dangerous. Has to be a healthy balance between your heart and your mind. And a lot of times our heart wins. Especially our heart wants what the heart wants. That doesn't necessarily mean that's what we need. And I think we get that confused about what we want and what we need. Different topic, but just letting you know that. Also, I feel like attraction can be, I can be attracted to you physically, I can be attracted to you mentally, I can be attracted to you spiritually. That in itself, depending on what that attraction is, I feel like depending on what it is and what area it is and how strong it is, I think it can have an effect on your ability to not want to be friends or just to cross the line. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That can actually, like, it can affect it. And I feel like, and if it's very strong in whatever area it is, I don't think it's possible for you to strictly be their friend because you will always see them in a light of wanting more. And to want more from somebody who may not be willing to give it to you is very devastating for you and yourself, and continuously having this idea that, oh, it'll happen. And when it doesn't, then it's like, damn.
It breaks your heart.
You know, it breaks your heart. And it's like, you kind of set yourself up for this, like, this expectation of, like, it may happen. And it's like, no, you know. So that's why I feel like it's not possible. I wouldn't say not possible. That's why I'm saying no to you being strictly friends. However, Let's go to the yes. From what you just said. Mm-hmm. The yes portion is, I say yes because when you realize what you like about that person and what you don't like and how what you don't like over like trumps what you do like, you'll realize like, okay, I don't really see them as that much more. What I want is not necessarily what I need. And because of that, I'm able to just be like, all right, we're good. It's just friends. We're fine. We're good. Like you realize, we fell out of love, and I don't really like this person as much as I thought I did. Because liking somebody and actually loving them are two different things. So for that, I would say, okay, you can be friends. I can be attracted to you. I may think you're like the most gorgeous person in the world, but again, it's your character. Mm-hmm. It becomes your character. It becomes, do I even like you? Not love you, but do I even like you? That's a whole nother,
And respect too.
And respect you. That's a huge one.
There's a book by, oh God, why do I bring it up? I can't remember. Yeah. Eggerson something or other. Who's texting me, girl? Eggerson Edrich or something like that. Him and his wife put together a book called Love and Respect, and it's a workbook, a regular book and a workbook. And the workbook, has all these different activities and interventions and questions to answer basically about how women want to feel loved mm-hmm. in relationships and men want to feel respected.
Absolutely.
And so if you have that not happening and the man doesn't feel respected, maybe he feels stepped on or he feels taken advantage of, he's going to feel that disrespect. And if you have a woman who doesn't feel like she's being loved, then you have that disconnection. And so things are not going to be working out right. And so they wrote this book, and so if you guys ever get a chance, here, let me look it up real quick.
Jackie, I see what you wrote. Don't worry, girl, we looking at it.
What are we looking at?
It says, it is if you withstand the test of time, and I love Russ, but like family. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. The circumstances are different. You begin to see people in a different light. Yeah. I agree with you, Jackie. I do. I'm
going to post this in the thread right now so you guys can see what book I'm actually talking about.
But, yeah. I mean, this is a tough one, though. Because this isn't a right or wrong answer. I would say yes, and I also would say no. It's a tough one.
There you go. Emerson Egriggs, okay. Yeah, the love he most desires, the love she most desires, the respect he desperately needs. Great book. I haven't finished reading the whole thing yet because, I'm single, so what does it matter?
Wow.
So, but other than that, yeah, it's a damn good read. So, some other people had some ideas. My wife, Melissa Knoll, she said that, yes, it is, but there has to be some honest discourse about it, or it's bound to be problematic. However, it's never okay to be friends with someone who has unilateral feelings of attraction towards you, because that will always blow up in your face.
Exactly what I said, exactly.
Yeah, so if they like you, and they're totally into you, and you're just not into them, it's going to get ugly at some point.
See expectations.
Yep. Brittany Psalm says, yes, when they are dating a friend or a family member, or if they seriously screwed up and you can't see them that way anymore. Okay, so meaning if they're dating someone else, you don't see them that way anymore.
And that's fine, because I've been, that's fine.
Cam, DJ Cam LaFlage, who's not a lady, decided to answer anyway. He says, yes, when they're dating a friend or family member, or if they, yes, but it's not possible for guys to do that. Oh, good. That's why I get uncomfortable when all her friends are guys, because she's completely oblivious that all they want to do is fuck her. You know what? I get where he's coming from. I dated a girl once, super hot girl, super cute, and her friends, one of her male friends who was like the neighbor of her best friend, right? Like they all lived in an apartment complex. And so she'd go visit her friend, and the neighbor guy was over there. You could tell that the neighbor guy was like trying to pick between the two of them, and one was taken and the other one was not. One was mine and the other one was taken. And so it was just one of those things like, I don't know, like, would you try to be her friend if she wasn't as cute as she was? Bruh? You know, like, that's my girlfriend. Why don't you take your eyes and shove them up your ass? I didn't like him.
I can tell. I can absolutely tell.
God, here's the room. Casey Shang says no. Kimberly Pelton, totally. Lauren Myers says it's possible, but rough. Michael Hunt, whose real name is someone else, and I'm not going to say his name, even I may have before. He says, does fuck buddies count?
I don't know. We'll talk after the show. I'm like, that's an after show.
Hey. BTDT, that's from Jackie. My best friend is a male. Oh, and Drop Dead Gorgeous. We've been friends for 15 years. Mona says, yes, half my friends are men. Katie Level says, yeah, I'm friends with one. He's a Trekkie physicist. Is that one of your friends?
Thalia, yeah.
I thought so.
Hey, Thalia.
Oh, that's right, because you're in it. I'm like, how did she see it? Oh, yeah.
You're silly.
Dasha says, yes, completely. I wouldn't say friends because my friends are like family, but acquaintances, yes. Sarah Culver says, when she was married, yes, totally. Now, not sure. Don't know a man like that, so it's hard to say. And then I showed her my thirsty side. Want to see this animated GIF? It says, look at me, I'm delicious. Melon. She laughed. So, I guess I'm not delicious.
Hey, girl, hey.
Are we live? Oh, we live. Yeah, so...
Is this thing on? Just kidding.
So, yeah, it can be difficult, and it can be not so difficult, but I think it just... I
love all these secure people who just feel like it's just not going to be difficult. Yeah. I love you secure people. Continue being secure. Do
your thing. This is my favorite one, this one right here. You ready? Next topic. Okay, next topic is... does a person's occupation influence your decision when dating or choosing a mate? Go. I want to hear your response.
Why are you going to be first?
Because you don't talk enough. Go.
Well, you talk enough for the both of us. That's fine.
I love you.
Okay, does the person's occupation, I have to repeat it for myself. Does the person's occupation influence your decision? See? You see why I always get smart? Influence your decision when dating or choosing a mate. I don't know.
Why did you read it twice if you didn't know the damn answer? Make something up.
I just do shit to piss you off. I do.
Oh, man.
I just do shit to piss him off, honestly.
It works every time.
All right.
So anyway,
I think in my opinion.
Would you date a stripper?
Would I date a stripper? I personally would not.
Okay, so
however,
a person's occupation is
however,
Jackie would. Jackie, you nasty. Go to church, Jackie.
However, it's situational. And I'm going to say situational because, if that person's like stripping, they trying to pay their way through school, do your business. Like, do your thing. Like, do what you need to do.
And come back after that.
And then, you're going to school for something, and hopefully it's not stripping. I don't think they have the strippers academy.
Dick.
But, I would date a sanitation dude. I would date
good job.
Park ranger or something like that. I don't know. It might smell. I'll date somebody in the fish market. It just depends. And what are your goals? That's where I lie. Where are your goals? What is your intentions? Excuse me. Like what do you want to do? What do you want out of life? That's where I'm headed. I don't give a damn if you're working in a mortuary. Now, granted, that would freak me out. But at least I knew you were doing something with your life.
He makes killer bank.
That's not funny. But
I just thought that.
You just had to do that.
It's a Paul Bailey joke.
It is. That is definitely.
See, park rangers make bank. I know Trump just gave like $70,000 to them recently.
That's what I'm saying. Like they do. They do make money. You get what I'm saying? So it's not, and even then, it's not even about the money, but it's the simple fact of just have a goal. Like have an intention in mind. Like have a reason why you're doing what you're doing. Like that's my whole thing. Like if you ain't got no drive, no like what are we doing? That's the ultimate question. What are we doing? And
because you have to make sure your goals are lined up. Because if you want to live in, and I hate to make it about money, but I think that's part of the reason why this is being brought up as far as how it got answered.
Yeah.
Was a lot of the focus was on money. It wasn't on really anything else. But a job, I think, as Rick Miltimore said it in this thread, like a job says more about who a person is too than just how much money they make. So for instance, let's say my job is a zoologist. I don't know what they make. I don't know how much schooling they have to go to, but I imagine it's not just something you can just kind of just fall into, right?
Absolutely.
You gotta go to specialized school for that, or whatever, or at least specialized program. So I imagine that means to someone dating that person, this person really loves animals, or a specific type of animal, right? Or if I'm a dog trainer, I must love dogs.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Or if I work in a preschool, you must love kids. So you're obviously getting something from that person by understanding what they do for a living. Now, if they just work at Taco Bell or Del Taco, well, maybe they're just doing it for the time being to make some extra cash or whatever. May not be their life goal.
Thank you, Dalia. I read it. Sorry.
Oh.
Go ahead.
But, if they work at Taco Bell or Del Taco, it could just be like a side job for a little bit just to make some extra cash or whatever. But if that's just what they do for the rest of their life, because that's just what they want to do, not even move up to manager, they just want to be a cash register worker, does that mean that person couldn't be, because we're talking about dating or choosing a mate. Choosing a mate to me means marriage. Dating means we're just dating.
We're dating.
Right?
Courting, yeah.
Right. So choosing a mate to me means marriage. Would I marry someone who just, even the way I say it too, just, right? It's very minimizing, right? Mm-hmm. Who just wants to work at Del Taco and, make whatever minimum wage or slightly above minimum wage.
Being content working at Del Taco.
Or even complacent. But they actually could be content. Because maybe they grew up with way less. And so, to them, $12 an hour is, oh my God, I can do everything I need to do. They don't have to pay off a school loan. They don't have to pay off a car note. They don't have to pay off a house note. Because maybe they just live in an apartment, rent a room. You don't need a whole lot of money to do that.
But that's to me, and that's the thing. Then it comes back to our experiences, how we grew up, our foundation. What was our foundation? What created that foundation?
The taco's nasty.
And it comes all back to that, because it's just like, what do you desire? What do you want? Because what I want may not be necessarily what you want. And it's like you say, you made a really good point as to say, what if I grew up with nothing? Mm-hmm. What if I only had this amount? Or what if I only had this type of stuff? Then it's just like, then it gets to a point where it's just like, okay, I can see your mind hasn't come out of the box because you haven't experienced the box yet. Out of the box stuff, but this is where I say, you at least want to open that up. You at least want to crawl out of the box just to see just a little bit of what else life can offer you.
Yeah.
So when it comes to that's what I'm saying, like your occupation, like, I don't care what it is. I remember my mom used to always tell me, listen, I don't care what you do in life. Just be damn good at it. Mm-hmm. I don't care if you a stripper. Be damn good at it. I mean, that's not what she wanted. But she's just saying, be damn good at it. So if you can find someone who's content in their happiness and what they're doing and how they're doing, and at least looking for some opening to become a better person each day, and want more and more out of life, then we can rock out with that. I don't need the world. I said that time and time again. I don't want the world. It's just have some intentionality behind what you're doing and make it so you're good.
I'm trying to get rid of this so I can focus.
Okay.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
But yeah, have some intentionality in what you're doing. It's not about how much money you can have, it's not even about the amount of money, to be honest with you. It's not. I mean, because this almost trickles back into what our topic last week with the young lady and complaining about still going to what restaurant. And what were we talking about? One of the
Red Lobster.
About Red Lobster. This was
girlfriend.
This was the you silly. No, but this goes back into what the young lady said last week about the Red Lobster restaurant. Because we're looking at how much somebody makes versus who you are. Are you fulfilled? Are you happy where you're at? Are you content where you're at? And are you comfortable and complacent? are you stagnant? You know, like it's a lot of different areas you can enter. And unless you have a goal in mind, unless you have some intentionality in what you're doing, unless you're open to exploring and learning different things and growing each day, then, you know, we can rock out with that. Other than that, if you don't have anything going for yourself or don't want nothing going for yourself or can't see anything for yourself, then we have an issue. That's just me. We have an issue. But that's my take on it. Is that talking enough for you?
I think someone had messaged me and I was kind of thrown off a little bit.
I can tell.
And it looked like the person I talked about in my first story. That's why I was trying to close it. So I'm like, I don't know why this is here. It may have been, but it's not coming up on my messages anymore. It's only on my phone. So I don't know what happened. That's why I kept going back here. Only Louie messaged me. Unless there's someone else who messaged me too.
Yeah.
Oh well.
So what about you guys?
Let's see what they said. Survey. Oh, sorry. I'm going to close that.
Survey says, ding. Just kidding.
Evie says no. Evie says it does not matter what your occupation is when she's choosing a mate. But she's also married, so on you.
Yeah.
Kim says, not generally, but if they work growing pot or something, we probably won't be a match.
And that's your thing. We all got a thing, you know?
Yeah, I wouldn't date somebody who grows. I know it's legal and stuff, but it's just like one of those things that the GOP at some point is going to be like, all right, we're taking this down now. Mm-hmm. I just see it.
It's a lucrative business temporarily.
Yeah. Jackie says, not as long as he has one. That's a lie. It matters. It doesn't. It didn't used to, but the older I get, the more it does. Because
you weed out what you don't want.
Yeah. You know. Eventually, she said, there isn't a valid explanation. I've just worked so hard to educate myself and get ahead that I expect the same in a man. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying it's honest. I'm single, but I'm single, so what the hell do I know? I love that answer. And yes, yeah, I put the ha-ha there because it was fucking funny. I was thinking, what the hell do I know?
But you know what, Jackie? That's honest and that's real because I see it from your perspective. It's like you go to school, you do whatever it is that you want it to do, and you set your mind to do it, and then it's just like you don't want somebody who can't even articulate a sentence. Mm-hmm. A sentence. Mm-hmm. Like you don't want like someone. No, I just said sentence. Like sentence. I don't know why it came out that way. Like I was country or something. Anyway, no offense to anybody country. Just saying. It just
it was half the audience.
It just came out very country. Sorry. But you want people to at least understand subject verb agreement. You know.
Yes.
We all get that. We get that in grade school.
We all needs that.
We's all needs
that. Catch me outside. How about that?
Oh, I hate that.
Let's see. Who else we got here? Dawn says
she's so politically correct. Ha!
That's not what Dawn said. Dawn said, "Hell yeah." I know. He said, "I've always had a thing for mortgage underwriters." #sexy. That's his.
I'm trying to be politically correct, Jackie. If you're talking about me, sorry.
She ain't talking about you.
Oh, sorry.
Nobody looking at you.
Heck you.
And then this is where Rick said you can learn a lot about a person based on what they do for a living, which I think is such a key thing. You probably want to know what someone does for a living because you get to learn more about them.
Yeah, she said yes, you.
Oh.
She said yes, you.
You're so politically correct then.
I try to be while I'm on camera, Jackie.
That's true. She does not want to get fired again.
What?
Oh, I haven't told you. I'll see you Monday. Actually, bring boxes.
What?
To the office.
I mean, actually, she's talking about me.
Oh, hi, Maddie Burton.
She was talking about me.
One of my former students. Isn't that cute?
Jackie, we need to sit down and have a conversation, sweetie.
Jackie, just call me in like 30 minutes.
You'll see how politically correct I am.
And then we can call Eric, too. Eric's supposed to be watching the show. Son of a bitch. Johnny Glover says OC women ask that question all the time. It is for sure an influence for OC women. This is a little better.
What?
His response. OC women ask that question all the time. It is for sure an influence for OC women.
Who's Eric?
Oh. Talking about Johnny.
I know.
Eric's a friend of mine. Shut up, Jackie. Hang on. But anyway, so yeah, it just seemed a little weird. But anyway, Ray's response, what do they bring to the table? Basically is...
Just like I said, what is your goal? What is your intention?
Yeah, because if I'm going to be... excuse me. If I'm going to be bringing home 80% of the wealth or the money in the home, that means if I'm ever sick, we're screwed.
Pretty much.
I'll never have a day off. It's about money. I bring a fork. I'm an OC woman. Yes, you are, Dasha. I think we're done with this one. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah,
I think so too. All right. Next topic. Next topic is... Oh, I already did that. Oh,
yeah, this one.
Should a marriage license expire?
To me, I think more so because I'm a woman and
Never
I
mind.
would expect my husband, to... Oh, you gotta erase that.
There's nothing I can do about it.
Sorry, Thalia, we can't read the rest of it because there's something in the middle of it. Hold on, we're gonna try and read the rest of it. One moment, guys.
Okay, Talia says, oh, she wrote wait for mine.
Hold on, Thalia. Sorry.
Is she calling now?
Huh?
What the fuck? What just happened?
Oh, no.
This isn't audio. This is live video. She got up and left in the middle of live video to answer a phone call.
What's wrong?
Are you kidding me? Your job better be firing you right now. I hate this. Anyway, Talia says, it definitely matters to me. I think more so because I'm a woman, and I would expect my husband to be the head of the household, and therefore bring in the most income, and in order to do that, he would have to have a good job. That is a good point. I think there are a lot of people who actually feel that way. And so it makes it... I think it puts a lot of pressure on the men. But on the flip side, though, there are... I mean, I guess with the gender wage gap, the way it is, men just make more than women at certain jobs or most jobs or whatever, right? You don't have a lot of... I mean, if you look at sports, just sports in general, you look at the... people who own the teams. Who are the people who own the teams in sports? Is it a bunch of women? Look at the NFL. There's not one woman who owns a single NFL team. If you look at baseball, I don't think there's a single woman who owns a single baseball team. Basketball, same thing. Like, you just keep going on and on and on and around and around. Even in women's sports, you know, whether it's soccer, basketball, maybe even lingerie football, I don't know. Even arena football, you had former NFL players owning that stuff. So my point is, I think it's kind of fair to put that pressure on men because men are going to make more money anyway. But it does kind of suck as a man because now that pressure is going to be on you expectedly. And if you don't like to deal with expectations and stuff, then yeah, I get it. And don't worry, Dasha, I was just kidding. All right. Too late. I can't pause live video. Who are you talking to?
It's important from work.
Oh my God, do they not know that you sleep? Anyway, we're moving on. She's not going to get fired. Next topic. Should a marriage license expire after so many years like all other licenses, then be reevaluated for reinstatement for continued commitment? I have a feeling about this. I have a feeling now, look, we have to kind of go through a couple things, right? We have to go through how often would it have to be renewed? I need her here. And how much would it cost to get renewed? What's the process for getting renewed? You know, how many... Obviously, it's going to cost taxpayer money. So if taxpayer money doesn't want to pay for that, but we're just going to pretend that it does, you have to go through with that. So you have to get reevaluated, and let's say every 7 years or something like that, you have to get reevaluated by the government to see if you could still stay married. And I brought something up to someone, and I said, what about situations where we find out there's been spousal abuse. And a woman can be saved from it due to the renewal. Which is just like, it's kind of one of those random things. Plus, I think on the other side, too, it can, in a sense, cut down the divorce rate in a way. Because I think when time is coming and someone says, oh, shit, I need to renew my such and such, I better make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing and all that kind of stuff, they are going to be on their best behavior, right? They're not going to get a DUI if they need to renew their license. They're going to do all that kind of stuff, right? They're going to behave. Well, I think the same thing with a marriage license. You want to make sure that your wife is happy or your spouse is happy. And so you're going to do whatever you have to do in order to, convince them and convince the person renewing or evaluating your relationship, to make sure that you actually have a solid relationship and a solid marriage. Nothing crazy going on. So, should a marriage license expire after so many years? Katie says, I think that a marriage license should cost whatever a filing fee for divorce costs. So a filing fee for divorce, I think, is pretty cheap, I think. And she says, or more, and a divorce filing fee should cost what a marriage license costs. So a marriage license is kind of expensive, from what I understand. And so if the marriage license is kind of expensive, then that means people might think twice about getting a divorce. So why is it that a divorce costs less than a marriage? Interesting. But that's just me. And she says if a couple makes it to 25 years, they get a check for 25% of that fee returned, and at 50 years, the remaining 75%.
Sorry, I'm back.
We're down like 5 people.
I'm sorry. That means everyone liked my face. Thank you.
It was women watching a woman.
I'm sorry. People, I'm back. I had like a work emergency. I'm on call. I'm a therapist, so it's a lot going on. So sorry.
You're always on call.
Sorry. I haven't been on call in a while.
All right.
See, you can't even see. You had to.
I don't know. I don't know the schedule. I'm just.
No, it's just it was important. Sorry, people. That's my occupation. I'm a therapist. So sorry. All right, let's get back to it. Sorry, my bad.
So stupid anyway. I don't care.
Lies.
I missed you.
Oh. Lies. Move.
Oh, goodness. Oh, she's in Texas. That's why.
I'm sorry. Our viewers are down. They probably like,
they sure did.
Stupid whore.
So I already read Katie's response to the whole marriage license thing. Read mine. I said, basically you cut down divorce rates because when you have to renew something, you're going to make sure that you're doing it right before you have to renew it, right? If you know a test is coming, for instance, licensing in a group home. When we know licensing is coming, guess what? Make sure everything's clean all the time.
Absolutely, that's how our job is. Yep.
Right? And so if you're like, oh shit, the renewal man's coming for, or the renewal lady's coming for the marriage license, let me go buy her a gift real quick, or let me rubber feed her, let me suck him off, or whatever it is. Right? Hey. You do what you got to do to make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do. You want to renew you want to renew your registration for your car. What do? You have to get a smog check, right? You have to do something.
Well, you get inspections back home in Jersey, but just saying the same difference. Smog inspections.
There's always something.
Same difference.
And I know it becomes this. Now marriage is going to be controlled by the government or be infiltrated by the government, but the government kind of infiltrates anything and everything anyway, and their hands are already on it. And I'm not saying that they set the standard for what's good. But I think we know what's good. Obviously, we could vote on that and all that jazz. But one of those things I said is that what if you could save somebody from spousal abuse? The cops have been called to the house 7 times in the last 4 years for him hitting her. Well, now you don't have the option to stay married anymore, and you can't. And we're not going to renew your license. And you can't live together either.
Cohabitation.
Yeah. Sorry. No go.
But see, how does that work for states like New Jersey, where being with an individual for a certain amount of time is considered cohabitation, which in their eyes is almost like marriage? How do you deal with it then? Because it's because this is talking specifically to marriage in a piece of paper.
Well, I think for that, this is, I don't know if that's how they do their thing. We're like, after what, 10 years, 7 years?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say after 7 years, we'll just use that as an example. After 7 years, you're now officially married. Well, now, because we're not gauging cohabitation, and we're not gauging boyfriend and girlfriend.
No.
It's just marriages. But once you hit that, we've been together for 7 years, and maybe even go backwards. If you've been cohabitating for 3 or 4 years. But how do you prove that? Well, people just want to do it, so it is what it is. Mm-hmm. I don't know. If you're getting mail in 2 different places, you got your place, and all of a sudden,
I'm still getting mail.
But I mean, like, if you had a man that lived, you know what I mean? Like, they would know, like, okay, well, obviously you're getting mail here, so there's some reason why. Obviously, because you're here a lot, so whatever. And so now, all of a sudden, you are officially maybe not married, but now you're being held to that standard of being married. Maybe once you start cohabitating, you're being held to the standard of being married.
Held to the standard.
That is...
What's the standard?
Essentially marriage anyway, isn't it?
No, what's the standard of marriage? Because you said cohabitating to the standard. Alright guys, I have to put my clothes in the dryer. LOL. I like your topic.
Oh, are you leaving? Okay, we love you.
Don't leave, come back. I'm sorry I left. Because I just noticed our viewers dropped, and I didn't think me being here would be the reason why they dropped. Or me walking away would be the reason why I dropped. But, sorry. I mean, because Jackie had it popping on here for like a whole minute.
I know. Oh, so we're not trying to prevent anyone from shacking up or common law marriage.
Common law, there we go.
We just move them into a different, like, now it's common law marriages and regular non-common law actual, marriage licenses that, you get married in a I don't know, church or synagogue or mosque or whatever.
Absolutely.
Wherever, you're all in the same category, even though there are different names for it or whatever. But you're holding them all to the same standard because they're all behaving the same anyway. So if a boyfriend and girlfriend have been together for 3 months and like, hey, we should move in together since we're already fucking. Okay, well now we're going to hold you to the standard of being married. Because what's the difference? Your bills are going to be the same name, or someone's going to be, footing the bill for something. So it's the same thing.
Absolutely.
So what do you think? You think this should be reevaluated, or what do you think?
Marriage license expire. I don't think it should expire. In my opinion. Could it be reevaluated? I mean, I like what you said about people.
Like a driver's license. You just, I don't know. If nothing's going wrong, they're just going to send you like, okay, you're good. Maybe more for problem couples where the cops are getting called or CPS.
Maybe more for problem couples. Mm-hmm. This is a tricky one. One, I'm not married. However, don't make that face. However, if I was married, I would be annoyed to renew a license. To be honest with you, or for it to expire, I think I would be a little annoyed at that. Mm-hmm. But I will say it gives you an opportunity to rethink your marriage if it's not going the way in which you pictured it to go. Because I don't think anybody knows exactly what marriage is until you actually get married. I
think I'd force them into therapy.
The ins and outs of marriage and what it looks like and what it feels like. It gives individuals the opportunity to be like, okay, you know what, I tap out. I'm throwing in that, that red. I'm just throwing in the flag. Like, I'm done. But it also, on the flip side, gives people the opportunity to give up too soon. Mm-hmm. Because marriage is not easy. And no, I'm not married. And having so many married friends and family members, I can see from their perspectives, and it would be wonderful to get my own, but I can see from their perspective the reality of marriage. What it is, what it looks like, what it feels like. Not necessarily me personally what it feels like, but I can tell how marriage is. And granted, there's still a lot more for me to understand and more for me to know. And the reason why I keep throwing this out there because I don't want you to think I'm making a statement based off of my singlehood because I'm not married. I'm saying it for a reason because being married is tough. Being married is difficult. Being married has a lot of variables that come with it. However, with this in place, I would hate to have to renew it, especially if I was really in love with my spouse and we had things going. Even though we had rough patches, we still had things going. But this would be a great out for somebody who doesn't want to deal with that. This would be...
Natasha has a good point here. She says marriages work 100% on both parts. Mm-hmm. Giving them the easy way out, I think, would be bad.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think it's already easy anyway. And that's the thing is...
In what way?
Just, I mean, the fact that, I think getting divorced it takes 6 months. It's really not that long. People plan marriages and engagements.
But it's expensive, and it can be dragged out for a very long time.
Can be, but not always. I mean, if there's lots of property and money involved, and I see that, but...
There may be, yeah. But I just feel like sometimes it's the easy way out for people to not deal with their issues. And my thing is you carry that onto another relationship.
I think people who play the trial run thing, and I see Natasha's point here, and play house, I think it's a cop-out for commitment.
Playing house, yep.
Mm-hmm. I think that's someone's way of saying, well...
I'm going to keep you right here and give you everything, but not really give you the whole, title and all of that. 6
months in California, all states have different time. Okay, so it's really just kind of a variable.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't do the cohabitation thing. I mean, I know people who do, and I don't hate on them for it as much anymore.
I like the play house thing, though. That was a really good...
that's what people do.
Point.
Look at us, we're married. No, you're not.
But this is a commitment issue. Now we're getting into a commitment issue on that level, because it's just which is not what we're talking about. But the point is that it becomes a commitment issue at that point.
Yeah. I think she said viewership, not leadership. What's up, AP? Once Ashley returned, I'm just saying. She means viewership.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. We need to get more viewers.
At the end, you'll see the total number of viewers that we actually had.
Okay.
It'll be probably over 200.
Live.
No, I'm dead serious.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's because people click on, click off, click on.
Well,
I've
for
done
a minute,
that
still counts.
What up, Playboy? I like who said that. Who's
That's
that?
That's my homie, Ariel Perez.
Hi, Ariel. Don't know you,
together.
but hi, Ariel.
He's a good guy. He's a really good guy. Set you two up. Anyway, no, he wouldn't date you. You're a mayate.
Because I'm a black female?
I said a mayate. Do you know what that means?
I think I do. Because I heard somebody say that before.
Ow! Why'd you hit me? I missed you.
No.
I missed you.
You
Went to Jersey and left me.
I went home, people.
Divorce isn't easy. I think the limited marriage license is just another shacking up. Yeah, well, I don't know. It is what it is. I'm ready to go to the next topic, and then I need to go to sleep. Next topic. What is the next topic? That's taking forever. Oh my god, this is stupid. You have what is it, $1 million? You have $10 million US dollars. But you can only buy things that start with the first letter of your name. What do you buy? Craft? Products?
Oh my goodness.
Kleenex? California King mattresses? King snakes?
I don't know what I would buy. Apples.
Koalas? Kangaroos?
Apricots.
I don't.
An airplane! I would buy an airplane!
I would buy
an airplane.
I would buy a kingdom.
I would not buy an airplane. I'm just saying it because it was with A.
I'd buy a kingdom.
Look at that. Which kingdom?
The United one.
No, I would buy God's kingdom.
And I'd have to get all the little prongs and stuff to plug my shit in, so I can play my PS3 everywhere and watch ESPN. Pip pip cheerio! I'm watching football. We got a lot of responses on this one. $10 million. You can only buy things that start with the first letter of your first name.
Maybe you guys can help me out because since I'm A.
Yeah, what should I buy? Koalas and kangaroos. Cindy Cienfuegos. That means 100 fires. Oh, I was married a month before I got to move in with my husband. Gotcha. Cindy Cienfuegos said she'd buy a car because it starts with.
You put Kleenex?
I didn't. I was on the spot.
Okay, that works.
I mean, sometimes I watch movies and I need Kleenex.
That works.
Because it makes me cry. And other reasons.
Well, all right. I was like, well, all right.
Eddie Word said energy companies. Smart. I like that answer. Kristen Logan said the Caribbean island.
Effie said everything.
Rich Bordner said rucksacks. I don't know what that is. And rice.
Ray-Bans. Yes, Rich.
Kimberly Pelton said this game sucks for us. Kleenex ketchup. Oh yeah, pretty much. It's
no thanks.
Muni Abu Bakar says more money. A mall, a mansion with a maze. She likes puzzles. A motorcycle.
How come M's are great?
Seriously.
You
Dasha.
can get some M&M's.
Oh, Dasha. Her first name actually starts with an A. It's like Agadasha or something.
Oh yeah, automobiles, an apartment. That's what I'm trying to get. Another apartment.
Airplanes, appetizers.
Everybody say airplanes. Appetizers are good.
She's buying crack rock. I mean amethyst rock.
Oh, that's not nice. Gotcha, you had way more than I did.
Akil said he's going to be buying ass.
I knew it. Because that was actually the first thing that came to my mind, too, which was weird.
Buying ass. Oh, I love donkeys.
And Apple. I said Apple.
Yes, you did.
Ashley, what is it, Chrisman?
Mm-hmm.
Berkowitz?
Mm-hmm.
I actually like that last name. Berkowitz. It's just, like, fun to say.
Crispin and Berkowitz and Associates.
Yes!
Kirkland brand.
Who?
That's like from Costco.
I thought you said Kirko Bands.
No, Kurt Cobain's.
No. I was like, okay.
Bands that make her dance.
Bands that make her dance.
Stock and Big Pharma. Susan says Stock and Big Pharma.
Who's Susan?
Susan is Katie's mom. Katie said Kirkland brand.
Hi, Susan.
Christine Clark says cars, castles. Son of a bitch, castles are good. Cottages,
Man, why all the
bananas.
C's got the good stuff?
I know.
Cameras,
All the C words got good stuff. Canadian warm bloods. I don't know what that is.
Chardonnay, champagne. You got the liquor, don't you?
Cheers. We got the Chala Chala.
They got the wine.
Ryan Padrell said he would buy Russia.
Hopefully, shut up, Ashley. I was gonna say something else.
Donald Trump will be there.
Jackie got the jacuzzis though.
And a jazz club with Jimmy Choo's. Who put you on the Jimmy Choo shoes?
Jimmy Choo.
He taught me. Never mind. She buy a Jaguar.
Okay.
The actual mammal or... Never mind. Oh, here she goes. Here she goes. She's Kawasaki.
I mean, I couldn't even see that.
It's okay. She said Kawasaki at King's Dominion. Koala bear. See, you gotta get creative. I wasn't getting creative. I'm not buying koalas and kangos and...
And 52 Kangles.
No. Koalas and kangaroos, of course. Yeah, it's Kim Graves.
Kawasaki. I don't know why I say it like that, but it just sounds
We're going to
fun
skip
to say.
that one. Brandon Turner says beer. Todd Bazinski says, that really is his last name. Bazinski, he's going to buy tequila. Don Hefferson is going to he's going to invest big in donkeys. There's donkey shows in Mexico where they paint them like zebras. And they call them, never mind. They call it a Mexican zebra.
That's not nice.
No, I'm dead serious.
I know, that's what I'm saying, that's it.
Mexican zebra.
That ain't cool.
You can't just spray paint something black and white and call it a zebra.
That ain't even cool. You were cracking up.
I think when I was really little, I saw it for the first time. I was like, for real? Are these for real?
How the hell don't know my real name?
I said Agadasha. Adasha.
He's still
it's
messing
Adasha.
up. He's still messing
It's
up.
AUG.
Get him.
Oh. You never use it. It's your fault. I dare you to call me Kingston. Christina Branson said she'd buy California real estate. Smart. Christina Branson said she'd buy California real estate. Billy said he'd buy boner pills and bimbos.
I knew that's what I was reading. I was like, I can't see that good back there, but I knew that's what that was.
Oh, Rebecca. I haven't talked to Rebecca in a long time.
Hey, Rebecca.
We used to work at Fred's together when she was a hostess.
Hey, Rebecca.
Hi, Rebecca. Long time no see. How are you?
Why did you say it like
Show's
that?
on pause until she responds.
Well, she's probably just gonna sit there. She's probably laughing at this shit too.
Everyone should be. Lauren Grayson Hopper says she'd buy lobbyists for her side. She hates Donald Trump.
I know.
Yeah.
By
really
the lobbyist comment.
Yeah.
I was thinking that with the Russian guy, but I said I'm not going to go there.
Vikram. He's Indian.
Vikram. No, it's usually Vikram. Is it Vikram?
Yeah, but you gotta roll your R like his dad would. Vikram?
Vikram.
Is your room clean, Vikram?
Vikram.
Yes.
I knew a kid named that at my old job. He was really nice. He was going through a lot of family issues. He was really nice.
Is the same guy? Just kidding.
No, he was.
Vikram said he was going to buy Viagra, Vagina, Vaseline, and Valium.
That's definitely not Vikram. He was in 6th grade. So if he said anything like that, we need to pull him to the side.
2 different Marys said a monastery, and the other one said many sunny days at the beach. See, you can't buy many. That's cheating.
Many. Because that's a...
It's fun, though. I mean, whatever.
It's a helping word. Well, it's a helping word. I don't know. It's a helping word.
Al Boogie, that's the homie. He said acres of land. Smart.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Mm-hmm. Aston Martin, Apple stock.
I didn't do that.
Apple stock.
I said apple, but I never said apple stock. Yeah.
When you said apple, were you thinking like apple, like
regular apple? I never even thought about any.
That's what I thought too. Yeah, I didn't think of that.
Avocado. What did I say? Avocado.
Farm. Are you kidding?
That's huge. Avocado.
But think about it. In California, how huge that is.
Oh, that would be
guacamole
huge.
For everything.
Rebecca still didn't text back. Ha, 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 ha.
That's okay. She probably just clicked on it by accident.
Oh. That's not nice.
It's okay. My feelings are hurt. How many more of these are there? Oh, we're almost done.
Kleenex.
10 million unrestricted dollars, Tim Brooks said.
Kinky stuff.
I did write that.
I know. Only you.
Cedric said a bunch of condos, smart convenience stores, a few car lots. Well, he gonna live in the hood.
I know, right? That's like...
Condos, car lots, convenience stores. Condos, car lots, convenience stores.
That's like your hood traveling kit. And
condoms. Yeah. But we don't want to use those.
I know, but it's...
Right on.
Don't.
Brush her hair.
I need to brush my hair.
One of my babies said she was going to buy more dogs.
More dogs?
She has a dog already, and the dog is loud. I'm going to kick the dog. Kevin Young said invest in Kellogg Company. Constantine Aladif said Kingdom.
Aladif? Say it again.
Aladif.
Did we say your name right? Aladif?
I don't know. I don't think he's here right now.
I don't know. Hopefully when he sees it. Aladif?
Jacob Gilfillian said he'd buy Jamaica. Maybe you could put up a wall around it so that way there's no hurricanes that can get in there. Because we need to protect these islands, man. How you gonna have 5 Category 5 hurricanes and they're gonna have a movie called Geostorm come out right after that? Fuck is that shit? Come on, dog. Have you seen that trailer for that movie?
No, that's pretty mean.
I mean, for real. It's called Geostorm, and it's about weather. It's about weather being controlled by the government and the satellites. I was like, wow, how interesting.
Yeah. Knowledge.
Edsel said he buy everything because he copied Effie. Kristen Kelly said, "Oh my God, you took my answer. I was going to write Kleenex." Rick Miltimore said real estate. Kendra Sheffield said she'd buy Kindred Souls.
What about kittens?
I can get some of those on my own. And Caesar Paulo said he'd buy Casas because he actually sells homes, so it actually makes sense why he would do that. Isn't that fun? You know what else is fun, guys? The fact that you guys are dead asleep and there aren't any of you left except for Natasha.
Is she holding steady?
She's like, it's 12 o'clock. And we're still here.
It's technically 1 on the East Coast, so I know all of my...
Oh, that's East. Okay.
Yeah. I know all of my friends and family are like, wow.
Pretty much. Well, thank you for joining me on the KJ from OC podcast. That's my outro and intro music. Guess I should have had it for the intro.
Sorry,
My bad.
I won't be leaving again, people. I had some work issues.
She won't do it again.
So...
If she does it again, I'll bite her.
You will not. So, please, whatever you do, even though it's 1 viewer right now, okay, please send in your messages, send in your, statuses, tweets, comments, concerns, anything that you would like to send in, any topics that you would like for us to talk about, anything that may in fact be controversial, but we can bring it here and talk about it as civilized human beings.
Kind of.
And just,
And Dasha. Bring Dasha.
And Dasha. There we go.
Oh, Dasha's here.
Yeah, she's right there. And Dasha. Yes, absolutely. We need some of you guys, actually our frequent viewers, since we just started doing this. Once we get up and running, maybe we can have some of you actually, like...
Come over.
You know?
We're in Fullerton.
So, all right.
I'll give you her address.
Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Just hit location on the phone.
Let's not do that.
It's dislocated.
Okay, let's not do that. But again, please send us your topics. We specialize in relationships, as you can see. This is our job. This is what we do. But at the same time, I love your opinions, your ideas, and your twist and spin on things, because what you guys give us is what we can give you back. Something good, something fun, and something from a different perspective. So, with that being said, we appreciate you guys viewing tonight. And hopefully we can have more viewers each and every time we actually do this.
Yes, ma'am. And I will promote next time. It's just we got a late start because, you know, stuff was happening. Work stuff and other stuff. And
it was.
So, you know. Anyway. We'll be back next Tuesday. Well, actually, I'll be back Thursday with Tyrone. And then we'll be back again the following Tuesday. Me and Tyrone Thursday, we're going to talk about, I think, Trump, the NFL, racism, Vegas. I don't know. A lot of stuff going on. Some stuff, the same stuff. Is that it? Are we done?
That's pretty much it. I'm a little tired.
Me too. I'm going to go home, take a poop, and take a nap. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Bye.